Brothers.
I think I keep drinking the same beer.
Yeah, I'm almost out of my whiskey there. Cheers, brothers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well,
So when you guys were in your younger years, what was the car that you always wanted?
Oh man, the Trans Am that was in
Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am with the
yeah.
eagle
Yeah,
on it, the 6
that was-
point whatever,
yeah,
Yeah.
six. Yeah, that was a
the
nice one.
T-top, fat, thick.
You're talking about the car still, right?
Yeah, we're still talking about the car.
It was black, right?
Big black.
the black one, not the gold one, right?
Yeah, the black car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice one. I always loved the DeLoreans. I thought the
I
DeLorean,
always wanted a DeLorean.
I thought it was all stainless.
Stainless steel. How can
It
you
was-
beat that?
I knew a kid that his dad had one, and it once you get up close to it, it looks more like a kit car. It looks like one of those that you bought from.
It was just it had a nice. It was
Well, it wasn't.
Futuristic.
yeah, it was back. It was like,
Well, Lotus looked a lot more futuristic than that one.
well, Lotus.
They look pretty close to the same. The Lotus Esprit.
Yeah, that's the same one that James Bond drove off the pier
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it turned into a submarine
Yeah.
because they all do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I remember when the IROC Z came out. That was nice. Always wanted. I don't know if there's a car I always wanted.
I always wanted a like a 66 and a half convertible Mustang.
Oh man, a '69 Stingray.
I like the Stingrays. The Stingrays are nice.
And actually, a car that looks like the name.
And the thing is yeah, it does. And that's actually that's the cheapest Corvette you can get. It's the Stingrays. Believe it or not.
Who knew?
Yeah.
You can get them on the cheap now. An older one,
Really?
800 horsepower.
Wow. I'd have to make it 4-wheel drive, put a rack on it.
Why would
I'm just fucking with you.
Look at this guy peeing on the Bible and stuff. What's wrong?
So
with
did you ever come close to ever owning your dream car, your bucket list car?
I did buy a Mini Cooper. I always wanted one. Bought a Mini Cooper. It was nice. I still got it.
Was that after the Italian job that made you want it?
Yeah, probably.
That's cool. Cool movie.
Yeah, I got it, and it's a
it?
nice
It was a
car.
good movie.
It was a good movie.
It's a nice car. It scoots. This one it's made by BMW now, so it used to be made by Peugeot or something like that. It went over several different owners, but it's a nice car. But it's like I don't like driving it anymore because it's like I drive my truck because you're in a Mini Cooper. They'll shit on you.
You're a squish magnet.
Yeah. It's like you can't play the dominant role on the highway with that thing. You can only be the fastest one on the highway.
To get away from those people that you just flipped off.
Right, exactly. So it's like if you're cruising in the fast lane and you're on somebody's ass, they're not going to move over. But if I'm on my F-350,
Because they can only
that's
see the
different.
roof of your car in their rearview mirror. All they can see
Exactly.
is the very top. So unless they're looking,
And if
for
your
a
truck's
little-
high enough, you're not going to see me
you're
at
like,
all.
Where the fuck is that honking noise come from?
All right, so in a vehicle, what is the fastest you've driven?
140.
What were
Yeah.
you driving?
That Mini Cooper.
Mini Cooper? Is that as fast as it would go, or as
No.
fast as you would go?
As fast as I wanted to go at the time.
Yeah, I'd gone as fast as I think I could go driving in a sports car.
How fast was that?
About 120, 130.
Okay.
And yeah, I was not. I was like, wow, this sucks. We're not going to go this.
Yeah, my daughter's Chevy, what was it? Little Chevy would do 120. Easy peasy.
Yeah, it was probably the shitty car with the bad wheels that I was in, wobbling all over the place.
I've done like, well,
Allegedly, my truck now goes really, really, really fast on the toll road.
yeah.
Allegedly.
Did they tell you that?
Allegedly.
Did they let you know?
So I did 140 in the Mini. We have that Lincoln MKZ, which is a nice car. It's a 3-liter turbo all-wheel drive. I've gotten that 110. And then Mrs. Johnny Ray's like, slow the fuck down, you know. But it'll that thing's it will shit and get. Really, it's got so much power. It's unreal. It's like 400 horsepower, I think it is. But it's a lot for that car. The truck I've been into, I got up to 100, and then it's like kept going, and then it finally the sensor wasn't reading anymore, and it just like whoo. It just like
I give up.
fell to 0, and I was actually going back up 281, and there was a Camaro that was next to me, and we were just like, whoa. I was like, all right, I'll hang with you.
I love doing that in the truck now.
I never got pulled over in a truck. I got pulled over. I gotten pulled over 3 times in that Mini Cooper.
Wow.
But I can do it. I can drive and set my cruise at 95 in my truck, and I will not get pulled over. So
I don't think I've gotten speeding tickets more than I've gotten changed lane and failure to signal changing lane tickets.
they just being nice to you there.
I got pulled over here in San Antonio not too long ago, going 55 on the 45 on the
What?
access road.
How'd you pull that
got
one
pulled out of the a taco shop, and I was just trying to get to my exit and pass somebody up, and I got up ahead of them, and you're like, beep, pull over. Didn't give me a ticket, just a warning.
Why, Mr. Reed, you don't need to be driving this fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know, the speed on the access road is actually 45, not your speed. Well, thank you, sir. You're a good man.
Yeah. Who's that?
My truck though won't go. My truck won't go over 96 miles an hour.
Are you serious?
No, it's governed at 96.
Well, it's governed at 96?
Yeah,
Oh, you need to change that.
eventually, but it's got a lot of power.
Yeah, I mean,
It's got a 6.2 turbo diesel in it.
yeah, I think you're 6'3", right?
6.2,
6'2"?
right? I don't know. It's a truck.
Wow, it's raining like hell at the River Palace.
Oh, yeah, that happens. But it's got a lot of power.
It's storming over there.
It's storming
So-
over there.
My wife, the weather lady.
So what I like, so what was it? Last December, not 2023, but 2022, when I made a road trip out to Georgia. I think was that. Yeah, it was that time frame. I was actually thinking about. I went and looked at a truck because that's before I did a lot of improvements on mine.
Yeah,
And
I remember you thinking.
Yeah, and I went out and looked at one, and it was a used F-350 diesel. Drove it. It was nice. It had, good punch. It had power all the way through. Went back, and they wanted, their asking price was $78. This was used.
Mm-hmm.
And they said they would cut the deal for $69,900. I said, nope, not going to do it.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's just,
Yeah, back then.
Well,
now,
it was a hard demand.
yeah, but right now,
Yeah, right now it's probably different.
I'll tell you, if you've got cash, you need to hold on to your cash and be ready. Be ready, because people are going to be in some trouble here in the next
yep.
3 to 6 months, and they're going to need to be unloading stuff to get by, and you're going to be able to get stuff on the cheap. You want to buy property? Get you some cash ready to go. It's coming.
Get it?
But yeah, I'm asking all of this. My wife has a Cadillac CTS-V, 555 horsepower.
I can't read that, man.
The Mrs. Reed, the weather lady, says it's hailing. That noise was not rain, that was hail.
Wow. That's crazy.
Stay away from Tommy's house.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't remember kicking a black cat through a ladder.
But all the sports cars I ever wanted and fast cars I ever wanted.
Yeah, which one was it?
And now I've been able to go really, really, really fast in a car that's really nice. But I have learned that I would much rather, I had a Jeep, and right now that is my favoriteest vehicle that I've ever had, simply because the way that I can sit in it
Was
is
it so-
incredibly comfortable.
Which one of the Jeeps was it?
It was in between a Rubicon and a Sahara. I mean, it was the Sahara frame.
Was it a
An
4-door?
architecture, 4-door Wrangler Unlimited.
Yeah.
Lifted, but it had the rock rails on it. Big tires, but it was just comfortable. It had really nice seats.
And so when I looked at, because me and Mrs. Johnny Ray was talking about it, it's like we have the Mini, we have the Lincoln. It's like, why don't we just get rid of those two cars and get you a different car? Get her a different car. We don't need those. I mean, we're fine with them, but it's like I wanted something that was more practical, and neither one of those cars are practical when I want to go out to Dwayne's place or anything, or go out to Sir Charles's place. They're not that I can't take that Mini Cooper out to Sir Charles's place. There's no way.
You could once.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I was looking at things that are more practical. But the thing about the Jeep is the power power to weight ratios, or the pulling power. It just wasn't that.
It ain't there.
I wish they had they got the high. I don't know what that is. The high power, whatever their largest gasoline, and they have the diesel, and it's like neither one of them are just. They've done all these. I think the Jeeps now are really nice, and I think the Ford Broncos be a strong competitor. But the thing is I just don't think the Jeeps is like they've done all these improvements, but they didn't actually improve the motor. I don't think.
No, it's a teeny tiny motor. It has no power.
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, I could go anywhere in my Jeep.
Yeah.
And it was just comfortable for me. My truck is nice and comfortable. So it's probably my second favoriteest vehicle. But, I mean, again, my wife has this nice car, and it's really comfortable sitting in there. But to an extent, the way my body is right now, I keep thinking I want the Tom Cruise Porsche. What was it? What was that movie? Risky Business.
Oh, you want one of those?
I want a Porsche. And then I think about getting in and out of this car.
That's the thing.
And I'm like, oh my God. No.
I mean, that's what I think. It's like when we did the trip, Miss Johnny Ray was like, well, let's just go in the car. And I'm like, I'm not going to go in the car. Well, I had other agendas, in that trip because I wanted to take my camper and all that. But I don't like getting in and out of the car. I'm better at climbing up in the truck and getting out of the truck than I am.
Getting down is way easier than getting up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The older I get,
yeah,
the
getting
taller
down
I want my truck,
is a lot
my vehicle
easier
to
than
be.
getting up. That's more than one way.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
wife's car, I got to slide down in, and then it takes me 10 minutes to extricate myself from that fucking thing. The truck, I just pour myself out. Just come to a stop and fall
Yeah.
out.
Just slide out. Slide out.
Yep.
So what did you drive in high school?
Oh, my
Everybody
goodness.
crazy.
After I did that, my first vehicle was a GMC pickup truck, 4 on the floor. Called it the Clunker.
The Clunker.
It was a blue truck.
When did you have that?
Freshman, sophomore, junior year.
Oh, okay.
And then my senior year, I went and bought a Ford Fairmont, 4-door car.
I remember that. That's the one I remember.
The flurry.
I was stupid. I was just a dumb kid. I had a couple of other options, but I had a price range, but
So
You
what
know,
was
this
wrong
one
with
had-
what was wrong with the clunker?
It was just falling apart, and I was always working on it.
Oh, so you wanted something that
I
you
wanted
didn't
something that was, I
little
didn't
bit
have to work on all the time.
want. Okay.
But yeah, I bought that Ford Fairmont because it had a nice radio in it.
Because that's
That's
Yeah,
that's the truth. That's the
Does it
honest
run
truth.
good? Well, I don't know.
No, it ran
no,
like
but the
crap.
radio sounds great.
If the radio sounds good, it runs good.
Yeah, I could have got some other better vehicles that didn't have a nice radio that I could have put a radio in, but I was just too stupid. I was just a dumbass kid, man.
Yeah, I wanted a really nice car. My dad bought me this was it 72 Chevrolet pickup, 3 on the column. Green pickup, and
Yeah, the Chevy Scottsdale was the same way.
yeah, and
Had
it's
Granny 1, 2, and 3.
yeah, and
Yeah,
350.
yeah.
I mean, I go to Laredo and back home, and then you just watch that.
Yeah,
gas
you didn't
gauge.
use the speedometer. You used the fuel gauge.
That's pretty much it. But it was actually a really good truck. I wish I would have never sold it. I went in the Army and I sold it, and I bought a 74 Ford pickup. I guess it was a good truck too, but it's like woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yep.
I like my Scottsdale. I wish I could have kept it.
But I always wanted a dually pickup, and that's what I got. And
There you
so
go.
there's my favorite. I guess that'd be my favorite.
Well, my
I
favorite
have.
vehicle, I got to swear, my favorite vehicle I got right now is my golf cart.
It is a nice looking ride. I haven't seen it in person, but it's a nice looking ride.
It handles well. It corners like it's on rails.
Goes 25 miles an hour. I can go 50 miles on a charge. It's electric, and I charge it off my solar.
Well, you can cruise down into town and back.
I do that multiple times, and down to the river and back.
Nice.
I've done it. I went just yesterday and got a 6-pack of beer.
It's either that or the ride lawnmower, one or the other.
I
Well,
don't have a ride in a lawnmower. I could have drove the tractor.
you could have drove the tractor.
Well, that's true.
Drove down
I
to
think
John
the tractor
Deere.
goes faster than the golf cart.
Yeah, but it's a little bit. The golf
Yeah,
cart's quiet.
It's quiet, has a
and
radio.
it looks really nice.
Just saying.
There's some people down the road, like a couple of houses down. They bought, I guess,
I like
for Christmas they bought a 3-seater golf cart,
that. Yeah.
and their kid drives around, and it's like
the resort limo. The
Yeah.
golf carts in my neck of the woods all have trailer hitches on them, and they're taking their boats in and out of their slips. So that's all they do with it. And
Little
and
boats.
they run around.
Little
they're
boats.
not very big. Well, it's the river. I mean, okay, I was laughing. This guy pulls up in this Donzi that had to cost more than the truck that he was hauling by a lot. But it was so long that he couldn't turn it around. He had to make like a 25-point turn to go back the other way. And I'm like, why did you put that in this river, you dumbass? So now he's sucking up all the zebra mussels and all the bullshit from the shallow water, gunking up his... Anyway. But I digress. Never mind. Disregard.
Disregard.
disregarded.
Reed Brothers.